So we'll start the press conference. We'd like to get started. I guess first question would have to be for Hunter Lawrence. Hunter, you got to tell us a little bit about Moto number 1. That was a pretty impressive ride.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. We got a good start, obviously, a hole shot, which can be, in a mud race, your race can go two ways, and obviously you want it to start with a hole shot. It's so much easier. You're not getting roosted and all that stuff. So, no, I was pretty happy with how that went. You know, the team have been working and still are working on getting our engine package better. So that was cool to sort of start the day off with that. But yeah, no, it was good. AC was on me in the start and just tried to stay cool. You know, obviously being behind someone in muddy conditions like that, it's just like hell. You know, it's pretty crappy with all the roost everywhere, especially how it was today. But no, the track was, I think, for how much rain we had, in all honesty, it was pretty decent for what we had come through this morning. So,
next question will be for Adam Cianciarulo. Adam, the first moto wasn't exactly what you were hoping for, I'm sure, the way this started out after the break. But let's take us through the first moto before we move on to the second.
Yeah, first moto was, it's weird being kind of cooped up all day, not really getting to ride too much. I felt like I was a little bit, maybe just a little bit too excited there in the beginning. I guess I kind of tend to be a little excited out there, but I felt fine, and I just had a little bit of a vision issue. You know, I think Scott, man, I've been with them for so long, and they've always done such a great job, and their product is awesome. But, I mean, it just happens sometimes, you know, when it's in those conditions. And I just got a piece of dirt, like a big old piece of dirt kind of stuck in between where my actual roll-off was and the kind of the top of the goggles. So I would pull the string, but it wouldn't move that piece of dirt. And so I ended up having to ditch my goggles, and I fell like 3 times. And, God, I was off the track. It seems like every 2 corners again, which I'm already self-conscious about because of the last couple weekends. So just trying to get back on the track, don't go too fast. So I was throwing my hand up. I spent half the moto without my hand on the bar, just trying to make sure I was getting everybody the right away there. But, yeah, Hunter rode great, and then Alex got me there. So I was mad after the first moto, super mad. Like, I just feel like I didn't get as much as I could out of it and had those problems, but was able to turn it around for the second one, so that was nice.
Alex Martin, you had a pretty solid first moto here at a track you're pretty familiar with. So how was the track today compared to, I know you raced here many times on National Weekend and rode after, but they smoothed it out, they packed it real tight, and then we had some really crazy weather come through. So what was the track like in your opinion?
Yeah. Hello. Yep. Yeah, like Adam said, it was a weird day just because we were sitting around all morning. It was downpouring, and we went out for practice, and I couldn't believe how actually good the track was. I mean, the plan was literally just to do a lap, get a time, and then pull off and just not do the rest of the practice. And I ended up doing the whole practice, and I got down to some pretty good lap times, qualified P3, and so that set me up. I had a really good gate pick for the first moto, and honestly, I just can't believe how lucky we got with the track. The track crew did an amazing job. You know, bummed a little bit for my parents because obviously turnout was down a little bit. But, I mean, all in all, I just feel like since Redbud, we've really hit our stride in the season. And obviously we're not in a title hunt, but there's a lot of, you know, bonuses on the line and a lot of points still up for grabs. So it's good to have this momentum, better late than never. And it's good for the team to get the Suzuki. I think they were telling me the last second place podium finish the Suzuki's had is maybe since Dungey. Like maybe a decade ago. So that's kind of a cool little stat there for the company. But, I mean, all in all, I'm happy to be up here in the podium in front of the hometown crowd. Enjoyed battling with the boys, and it's nice to go into Washougal with some momentum.
I'd like to open it up now to questions.
Alex, so I want to take us through the pass at the hill. Thoughts?
Yeah, so the first moto at the bottom of that first downhill there was 2 ruts, and they were both separate. And I was taking the same line Cooper was the whole time, and I was like, man, I was just scratching my head like, where can I get around him? Because Adam hole shotted, and he was leaving us, and in my mind I was thinking I'm in a great position for this overall. I mean, that'd be awesome to get an overall in front of the hometown crowd. And Adam was just yarding us, and Justin was kind of just not going forward, and So I tried the line right there. There was some lappers that kind of messed him up, and I feel like I had the wheel on him. And I think he just ran my back wheel over, and it like made me knock down. And I looked up and I saw a bike in the air, like 5 feet up in the air. It looked like he might have looped out or something. So, just kind of a racing incident. I feel like I had the line. First off, I didn't think the lines were going to come together, and they definitely T-boned each other. So, racing incident.
Well, we've got some good pictures up, but it'll be up on Berm Lord. Shannon Garcia got some good pictures of it, so you'll be able to see exactly what happened. But my other question is, J-Bone was on Pulp MX a couple weeks ago, talked about the new motor package, engine package, and since then, it seems like your starts have really improved, your motos have improved. Is that engine package a big part of that, or has something else just turned around?
I've said this a little bit, but chassis-wise from Supercross, it's like not even the same bike. We've done a lot of changes since really a high point on, and then at WW we got a new engine, and I really think that's helped us a lot is the engine, and I just think combination of chassis and engine, it's really made a big difference. And now I haven't done any testing in well over a month. I've just been motoing with Adam and Chase and Kenny down in Sandbox, so there's a lot to be said there about not thinking about changes on the bike. You're just doing your motos and getting your time in, which helps a lot too.
This one's for Adam. Adam, you seem to bring a lot of intensity to those closing laps of Moto 2. A little bit of frustration from Moto 1 just coming out there, or just wanted to make a statement?
Yeah, I got my emotions kind of got the better of me in the first moto. Everybody has some vision problems every once in a while, and it just kind of made me mad I wasn't able to ride to my potential. Not to say I would have really done any better. I made some mistakes on my own as well, but I kind of had to chill out between motos. I was just mad. I don't get too mad too often, but once I had some clear track in the second moto, made a quick move, and it's hard when you have a lead to keep going, and I just kind of had a goal of just trying to do my best every lap and just kind of watching the pit board, watching lap times, and just tried to put the hammer down.
Thank you.
Adam, Jason for RacerX. I know before you said that those mid-season tracks weren't necessarily your best. They were kind of like soft, sandier tracks. So was this also on that list, or is this one different? How big is this win to get it in these conditions?
Yeah, this whole middle of the series, kind of after High Point, I'd say WW, Southwick, Redbud, here, all these tracks have been notoriously my worst, and kind of a point in the season where I've kind of stalled out. A lot of the times I'd be like the bottom of the top 10 most of the time. So, it gave me a lot of confidence. It honestly gave me confidence at WW because I didn't feel like I rode that well, was still able to get a third there, and then winning Southwick was crazy to me. Like, I was super surprised with myself, and just have tried to put myself in good positions and kind of put the hammer down when I feel I have it, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes somebody else has the speed, and I just kind of try to be a little bit smarter about it. But certainly gives me confidence that I'm able to, have some good results at notoriously tracks I've not done so well at.
Jim Kimball with Motocross Action. The first question, Alex, talk about the start of Moto 2, going outside the track or off the track. It seemed like there was a big group of riders that did.
Yeah, I was really bummed out about that. Just, the way the start was, it was really easy to not stay on the track, especially with the angle and the speed that you had coming into the first corner. And it just kind of hit a mud mound and went off to the left and went down that fire road or whatever, and was like, I had nowhere to get on. So I had to go all the way down to the first tabletop to get on, and at that point, I definitely pinned it down the road. Luckily, there wasn't anybody. I would have for sure pegged a spectator or something, but I got on the track and I was like, I don't know how much I slow down. I let a few people by, but it's kind of a lot of gray zone area. I know Adam's been getting a lot of grief for that, and it's there's really, it's hard to say how much you slow down or whatever. So, it is what it is. I got Doc one position, but still, it didn't affect my overall at all. So, it is what it is.
And then a quick question for Hunter. Hunter, I know you're battling for wins, moto wins, overalls, but you've moved up quite a bit in the point standings, up to fourth now, as Rob pointed out. Are you thinking about points at all, or where you're going to end in the championship?
Not really. Everyone wants to win, so if you're fighting for fifth or fourth in the championship, at the end of the day, if it's not a huge difference, in my opinion, you know, I mean, what we're all working for is to win. So if you're 4th or 5th, or, I mean, obviously it does matter a bit, but yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I believe, yeah, I can win races and stuff, and that's obviously what I want to do. So I'm not where I'd like to be, but we just keep working and learning these tracks, you know, put ourselves in the best position for next year, hopefully. So.
For Hunter, quickly, is Brad Gephardt, Big MX Radio. Given the fact, the up and downness of your season so far, what do you need to happen in the next 4 rounds to mark this first outdoor season with a successful check mark?
Win. Like I said, that's what we're working for. That's obviously going to be the cherry on top, is winning. I mean, it's the team's working, I'm working still, you know, we're trying to just find 0.5%, 1%ers and stuff, you know, so yeah, just obviously 2 good motos would be, for the last 4 rounds would be awesome, but, you know, we take it race by race and weekend by weekend, and yeah, that's all really. I mean, we all want to win, so there's nothing really else to it, to be honest.
Guy B with Vital MX. Hunter, you and I talked offline about it, but explain what happened in that second moto. You know, your timing was good off the gate, but...
Yeah, I jump out of the gate was pretty good. Just from 2nd to 3rd, I hit a false neutral, which I was pretty pissed about, you know, to throw away a possible, you know, overall or something right within 2 seconds of the race. You know, it's a punch in the gut, so it's just stupid on my fault as well, you know. So, but we just tried to do the best we could. You know, the boys were on it. And yeah, that's sort of how it fell, you know. I was pissed, you know. I mean, put ourselves in a great position again, and to watch it just right away, you know, it sucks. But, you know, the boys rode good, and props to them. But yeah, we'll come back next weekend with no false neutrals.
Any other questions? Outstanding weekend, gentlemen. I realize there were some challenging conditions, and I think you guys rode amazing. Thank you very much. Adam Cianciarulo, Hunter Lawrence, and Alex Martin, 250 class podium today.